His doctoral research is from University of Illinois, USA, and bachelor's and master's degree from College of Engineering, Guindy, Anna University, India. So, with this introduction, let me welcome Dr. Janardhanan Gangatulasi for today's session. So, good morning, Professor, and welcome to this session.
Good morning, Matthew sir, and for your kind words. And it's my pleasure. Last time also, Rajagiri, we had a good session, and hopefully we will have the today's session with a small note on how technology is going to play an important role in the teaching learning process. When it comes to NBA or when it comes to NAC accreditation, so the use of technology is taken into consideration. And the new normal life or new normal way of living has resulted in the new normal way of teaching and learning. In the current day scenario, the COVID-19 became a pandemic. But in the pandemic, the silver lining in the pandemic is use of technology by our faculty members. I have observed predominantly during COVID-19, all the faculty members, they got empowered, they rise to the occasion in bestowing the interest of the students and creating a knowledge society. They were very keen because no one ordered them or no one made them to compulsorily adopt online teaching, but still all the faculty members acted as a COVID warriors in providing a smooth sailing to the student mindset, because psychologically the students are also got affected, the teachers also got affected, the entire world become a standstill. But the silver lining in the COVID is the online use of the usage of tools, online tools for teaching. When it comes to technology enabled learning, I will just share the screen. When it comes to technology enabled learning, if you observe, when it comes to technology enabled learning, the question lies before us is it doing things better or better things? Somehow we have adopted or we have thought of adopting the technology, but how best the technology could be used. In the life, there are two terms. Life, several terms are there, but in life, we always think about happiness and freedom. Doing what you like, it's freedom. But liking what you do is happiness. So in life, we need happiness. Similarly, with technology or without technology, we can orchestrate the classroom learning. It's not a big issue. We can orchestrate the online teaching environment, the learning environment. But use of technology really facilitate us in the teaching learning process. That is a core advantage which we have to remember. If you observe the current day scenario, the students are highly motivated and tech savvy. So in this situation, how best we are going to use the technology. So the topic is technology enabled learning. It is not enhanced, it is not applied, it is enabled. So the learning is enabled. Already the learning exists, but we are enabling them using technology. That is the main crux we have to remember. And we will just see the lecture content expressed are purely my technical perspective. It does not represent the organization to which I am affiliated. And if you observe in the outcome-based education, the learning is fixed. The learning time varies. There is a diversity exists in the learner's characteristics. The learners of different genre, different variety. Somehow we have to adopt them or we have to customize our teaching learning process so that everyone will reach the minimum standard which we expect. We are not expecting everyone should be this thing, but everyone should reach at least minimum standard. After that, they can go ahead. That is it. Because I expect everyone should know how to drive the car, how to drive the two-wheeler. That's enough. But beyond that, if they have speed vehicles, different i5 vehicles, if they're planning to learn, it's good. But I need a a variety of learners. Hello? Yes, hello?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Okay,
Yes, you are audible.
okay. So variety of learners exist, the diversity, heterogeneous mass. How to bring all the colorful pencils to the same minimum line because they are varied at different heights. How to bring them to the same line? That is the main focus. So technology facilitate because we can adopt blended approach, we could adopt flipped approach because when you use technology, we have to think about the social presence, the cognitive presence, and the teaching presence. The three presence, how we are going to customize it or how we are going to make use of it is the crux of the lecture. So we will focus on before starting the lecture. Let's go to menti.com. I request the participants to go to menti.com. Already I have given the menti.com quiz in the chat box. I have given the link. I request the participants to go to either click the link I have given already in the chat box in the morning. Maybe I will just once again post it to everyone. Good morning to all the faculty. Go to menti.com, www.menti.com. Use the code 9717875. So use the code and express your views and opinion. There are three questions. The first question which I have asked is, what concerns do instructors have when they want to teach in online environment? Select that all that apply. Some people might feel it is hard to engage. Some might have thought students are often confused what instructors want them to do. It is hard to figure out students are learning. Students cheat during online teaching learning process. Maybe whatever you feel, you can just take it. You can just okay. I hope the participants are good or gone to menti.com or click the link. Okay, I hope they are working, or I will go to the menti.com itself. I hope screen is visible, screen is visible, screen is visible. Okay, let me present the screen. Let me present this. Okay. Oh, the first question is whether you adopted ICT tools before pandemic or during pandemic or after pandemic. Okay, started answering. Fantastic. Okay, before pandemic itself, several people are doing out of six. Like polling, it is going on. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's observe, let's observe. It's good. Let's observe, let's observe. Okay, 17 people have answered because generally, if you find last time in Rajagiri when they are coordinating the program, around all are very active and they were answering. This time, how many participants are there? I don't know. Last time, 100 participants are there. Okay, 120 people only answered, 20%. Last time, 85, 90 they were answering. I observed it. They were all active. So if you don't know, don't worry. I have given the link in the chat box. I request the participants to click the link and adopt it and answer the queries, please.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Professor. Yes, sir. I'm there. I'm there, sir. I'm there, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Now, whether you adopted 26 people have answered. Sollu Pagana. Okay, whether you adopted the ICT tools, and how to adopt it. That is a question which we are having. And if you observe, 26 people have answered this thing. And let me go to the next question. What concerns do instructors have in online teaching? 19 people have answered. 19 people have answered. And 19 people have answered what concerns do instructors have in online teaching? So 19 people have answered about this thing. 19 people have answered it. 19 people have answered it, and so it's good. 19 people have answered. And, they are all. What concerns do instructors have in? 19 people have answered. 19 people have answered. It's good. Let me look at the 20 people have answered. And, okay, let me share screen. Let me share this. Let me share the screen. 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 I'm sharing screen. 22 people have answered. 22 people have answered. Okay. Twenty-two people, 24 people have. Okay, let me quickly look into the fundamentals. It is hard to figure out students are learning. Yes, that is a predominant problem. Second, they are telling the students are hard to get engaged. Fantastic answer, because the teaching is not the product of learning is not the product of teaching. Learning is a product of activity of the learners. How you are going to provide them activity, how you are going to make them engaged. That is a main issue which you have to take into consideration. It is hard to figure out students are learning. It is hard to get students engaged, and students teach during the online teaching and assessment, because yes, of course, that is a predominant problem which most of us is feeling, and students are often confused what instructors want them to do. That is the major problem which we are all confused. So this is the instructors having. So we will just discuss all those issues. So first one, what you have told is hard to figure out students are learning. Hard to figure out students are learning. Hard to figure out students are learning. Second, hard to get students engaged. It's engaged. Third is cheating, and final is confused. Often they are confused what instructors want them to do. So we don't know. We don't know what we want them to do. And online teaching is easy for the following content. Okay. I have decided, not I have decided, the society has decided we have to go for online teaching and learning. And we have been placed in a position where we have to adopt online teaching. There is no other go. In such situation, what is your views and opinion? How we will make it? Online teaching is easy for which content? Is it easy for, it is easy for procedural knowledge? Or is it for factual knowledge? Facts and figure easily online I can put. I can put about procedure. It's easy, because how to make palamburi, how to make pulisheri, I can learn from online. How to know the concept behind it, I don't know. Maybe affective domain. Some people are changing their attitude, motivation. They get motivated by watching certain videos. It's easy. Communication skill. I can learn communication skill easily through online. Affective domain or skill perpetual motor. I can learn the procedure of cooking, but I cannot learn the. I don't know whether I know how to cook or not, because I should have customized. That is very, very important. And metacognitive knowledge. Metacognitive knowledge. So how to make it, all those things. So let me take 2 minutes of your time to just check how it works out, how it works out. Twenty-three people have answered. Okay, now you have answered the question, and predominantly I have seen the participants. It is hard to get students engaged. It is hard to figure out the students are learning. The students cheat during the online teaching and this thing. Students are often confused what instructors want them to do. So I'm very happy 29 people have answered the question, 28 people and 29 people have answered the online teaching is easy. Fantastic. Procedural knowledge is easy. Factual knowledge is easy. Conceptual knowledge is easy. Communication skills, affective domain, metacognitive, skilled perpetual motor act. Fantastic. Fantastic. Amazing answer. Amazing answer. Let me go back to my presentation. Let me go back to my presentation. Let me back to my presentation. Let me go back to my presentation. So as I told you earlier, what concerns do instructors have online? And it is this thing. And okay, okay. Learning is not a product of teaching. Learning is a product of activity of the learners. Learning is the product of activity of learners. As the learners get into it, we know how to customize the learning or how to make the learning to take place. That is the thing which you have to remember, and we are working accordingly. We are working accordingly so that the learning takes place. Learning takes place. Learning takes place. Learning takes place. So let's focus on learning is not the product of teaching. Learning is the product of activity of the learners. Activity of the learners. And in this lecture, we are going to focus on how the learner-centric approach, especially through blended approach, we are going to make it, and how we are going to create the appropriate model for blended. And we are also going to learn what are the different ways you can orchestrate the teaching learning process environment. So, but we have to accept the now educational institution does not mean the students will learn. That's a problem. Educational institution does not mean students will learn, and learning does not mean students will have the skill for the labor market. The learning does not mean the students will have the skill for the labor market, and even if they have the skill, even if they possess the skill, does not mean they will be having a job, because that's a current decision. It's more complex rule. And moreover, we did one study with the students' employable skills are not there. If you see employable skills, it should not be like a theoretical one more paper. If you add one more paper, the students have the perspective of learning any new content as a paper rather than and the new subject. So let's focus on it. So it is more, are we doing the old things in a new way, or is it a new thing in a new way? That's a question which you have to ask. This is the most important time to be in the education. This is the most important time to take care about the education, and this is the most important time where we can create impact in education, because now it's the right moment, the best teachers for the rest of the country, how to make the best, that is there. And if you put the customize this thing, if you want to make a customize, it's obviously it could be done, it could have been made. So we have to think. And if you observe the educational institution, the knowledge is a criteria, job is a criteria. The knowledge depends on the digital learning space and the physical learning space. And in the digital learning space, if the job market, if you're not providing, the educational institutions will topple. The current day scenario, what exists in the country. And number of takers were there more for BTech. Now, BTech admission itself got reduced because they all depends upon the job. Ultimately, the job is one of the good criteria for the uh, courses to be flourishing. That is the criteria, one of the criteria which the developing country adopts. So in that scenario, the job depends upon the knowledge depends upon the digital learning space or a physical learning space. The digital learning space is expanding, the physical space is shrinking. So that is the condition which you have to remember. So the digital space and the physical space. The national education policy, national education policy, how technology could be used for the classroom scenario. So if you observe the 19th chapter of the national education policy, if you observe the 19th chapter of the education policy, it clearly mentions, because we have to support the teacher preparation and development. That is the reason lot of engineering colleges, AICT, NITTTRs, TLC centers are offering online training program, because to prepare the teachers. So that is the one thing which you have to remember. We have to prepare the teachers and the preparation and development. And the second condition is improve the teaching, learning, evaluations process. Teaching, learning, evaluation process. Teaching, learning, and evaluation process. Everything we have to make it. And third, enhance the educational access through disadvantaged groups. Because we did some training programs through online, and we made a survey to the physically challenged people. They are very much happy and they were very much enhanced. And streamline educational planning and administration and management. So ultimately, the technology, it's needed as per the national education policy. Also, they have told in chapter 25, the rollout of technology, the creation of the body to take care of the implementation of technology enabled education is the need of the hour. They have emphasized, and it is a necessity is the mother of the invention. So that's the thing which we have to remember, and that's the thing which we have to work on it. That's the thing which we have to remember, and that's the thing which we have to take into consideration. Very, very important. But nowadays, the students, you remember, in technology also, the students are mischievous, as some people told. The students cheat during online teaching and learning. So that is also exist. So bunking the class in early days. Nowadays, how they are bunking the class? They are just making their mic mute and this thing mute, mic mute and camera mute. That is the scenario which they were. So and how it going to work? We have to plan and we have to work accordingly. So which will make us to feel for it, because the current day scenario, the students are ultimately working on a different genre. So even if you ask why are you late to online class, they say someone does not admitting me inside, network traffic, bandwidth problem, connection problem. All traffic problems exist both the physical class as well as the digital online class. So the challenges are there and the solution are also prevailing because all challenges comes with the solution. Only thing we have to look into the solution or change the solution or invent the solution. Ultimately, the attention to the learner motivation that becomes a problem in the online. And in the online, I'm unable to get the learners ex, ex, expression because the cohort learning is there. Sometimes I can see the learning of the face of the students. I can know, okay, my students are getting the knowledge, or they are confused, or they happy. I can easily measure it, but it's difficult. And also opportunity to micro application. When they study now, they are in online, they are in a different home condition. How to do the online? That is also one of the criteria which we are facing it. Formative assessment and instant feedback is problem, and peer learning it's there and ensuring the learner connect. And if a standard 1 hour is not engaging, and how to make it, that's a big problem which you have to cover. So don't mimic the 1 hour normal teaching learning process. That is a very, very important thing we have to remember. And we have to think learner centric approaches we have to adopt, and how to adopt it. That's a big question which we are focusing on it. So the solution to the online teaching learning is predominantly, we can think about it. It is not the question of a content delivery. It is a question of context delivery, because previously we were not having that facility, but now we are having the facility of the context. So I'm not asking to focus on content delivery. I am asking to focus on the context delivery. Context delivery, that is very, very important. And how to make it, because in the online learning environment we have to be purpose focused, and we have to stick the clientele system at the center, and we also have to be focusing on the multiple entity. That is very, very important. Multiple entity is a very big important, and we are also have to focus on aligned to the goal, aligned to the goal. So that is very, very important. So aligned to the goal. So in the online learning environment, the four items are which is really important is risk embracing, and then competition. Then we have to remember about the exponential growth in thinking, and we also need to remember about thinking local. So even if you teach to the local people, we have to make the global presence. That is a major focus which you have to remember. Risk embracing, competition, exponential growth, and thinking, because technology is going very fast. Exponential growth. The Google Meet was there before in a different manner. Now Google Meet is entirely different. Competition, cooperation, and competition. How it exists, because there are a lot of vendors are there. There. So we have to think how it could be made, how it could be made it possible. So that is this thing which we have to focus. So the competition is a very, very important thing, and thinking local is a very, very important item, sir. Important item. In the book on Clayton Christensen, he has written about the disruptive technology. Disruptive technology in the field of education is MOOC. Disruptive technology in the field of education is a MOOC, and how best we can make it. How best you can make it. Okay, I request the participants to put what you feel in the field of education, which technology is going to make a revolution. I request the participants to take a 2 minutes in the chat box. I'm just making my power cord getting reduced. I'm just connecting to the power because today the internet was not there in my department, so I came to other office, CA office. Once again, I'm just making it power card. Waiting on this. Oh, 2 minutes. I'm just making a power card from a bag.
I just want one participant to be ready in case if my voice or maybe my audio.
Sorry for interruption because power cut is made. Okay. So now I just make it a point in current reality. What is the current reality? What is the current reality we should know? The current reality is we have to remember how it works. Current reality, how it works. Because if you see online learning, I extremely sorry because I was just making a shifting from one thing is to other thing. That is the problem. So in 2005, if you observe, if you see the online teaching learning process, ultimately, if you observe, ultimately, if you observe, ultimately, if you observe, ultimately, if you observe, ultimately, if you observe how the this thing it works, because how it works, because in 2005, when Pope Benedict was delivering a lecture, he was making this thing in 2013 when Pope Francis was delivering a lecture. The people were taking into living in a present, but want to make a future memory. And the current generation kids, as I told you, they need three presence: social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. Social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. Three presence they want to make it so that it will be active. They want to be active. Let us explore together the future online classes. And in the present day scenario, the students are blindfolded in learning. I hope the screen is shared. I hope the screen is shared. Oh, sorry, the screen is not shared. Okay. Just keep on talking. Okay. From this slide, I will start. So if you observe, no, sir, yes, madam. Now it is shared, I think. Okay, now it is shared, and the people to know PPT, sir, no, sir, no, okay, sir. Thank you, ma. Thank you, thank you. Echo, or you are invisible, please arrive on screen. Yes, Satish. Siddhalappa, no PPT, sir. Yes. So in the book of Clayton Christian, the Innovative University, he categorically told the changing of DNA. Ultimately, if you have to remember, the education system, the Innovative University clearly mentioned the disruptive technology in the education field is MOOC, SWAYAM, Massive Open Online Coursework, Massive Open Online Courses, especially Government of India, SWAYAM. And the Government of India is also making a online. So it's online teaching. It is Swayam. Government of India made an online initiative. Swayam, you have to remember what way the online initiatives has been taken. That is known as a NMEICT, National Mission on Education through Information Communication Technology. Everything Government of India brought. That is, for example, 2009, the scheme started. Still, it is working on it. So various products came out of NMEICT. Spoken tutorial, Shodh Suddhi, the plagiarism detection software, Shodh Suddhi. And you have to remember Shodh Ganga, the repository of the thesis, Vidwan portal, to make the faculty members expert list, to identify the expert list. And they brought Oscar, they brought Fozzie, they brought various softwares, online things like A-View from Amartha. So these items have been brought under NMEICT scheme, National Mission on Education through Information and Communication Technology. So in this book of Innovative University, the Clayton Christian has told The disruptive technology in the field of education is MOOC, massive open online courses. Is Swayam. Swayam is the government of India. If you observe, there is a transition from physical to digital, and in the current reality, you have to accept it. Because in 2005, when Pope Benedict was giving a prayer, everyone were listening to the prayer and prayerfully they were listening. In 2013, when Pope Francis was, everyone were engrossed listening to the prayer, praying, and also capturing photographs. This we are observing everywhere nowadays. If you go to any meeting, if you attend any lectures, if you take, immediately we started taking photographs. But whether we will be making use of that photograph in the future, we don't know. But still, we have a passion of taking the photograph everywhere. That we have to remember. And the current day, kids are very fond of taking selfies. With Pope, they are taking selfies. In Texas, Modi Hodi, there also, if you observe, the kids were taking a selfie with US President and Prime Ministers. So the kids needs a social presence. So our teaching learning process or technology enabled learning need to take into three presence: social presence, cognitive presence, and a teaching presence. Social presence, cognitive presence, and a teaching presence, that we have to make it. So how to make it, that we have to remember. Let's explore the future online courses. In the present day scenario, we are blindfolded in the studies. And where is the key? Where is a key? Because if you want to unlock the key, the teaching learning process is the key. How to unlock it? You have to remember, it is impossible to redesign students because they are already this thing. We cannot redesign the students to fit into a system, but we can redesign a system for the students. I can redesign a system. I can customize it. I can make the things in a different, so that the students are happy, the students are comfortable, the students are enjoying the scenario. That is very, very easy. So how to do it? We will just think it, because the teaching learning process, the attentiveness or the learning this thing, it is not the problem in the current day scenario. It also exists in the past. We have to accept it. So the students are not listening, not active, chit-chatting. Everything was there in all the places. So it is not something new. But we have to remember how we have to engross them to storytelling. There is a model known as SHAPE model. Stories, historic, animation, presentation, examples and non-examples. How to make it, how to use such things in the scenario. And in the current day scenario, through technology, not only the human beings, even in the animals, they are making into a different world. For example, in Russia, this is the cow, they are not producing enough milk during the winter season. The climate, the grass is not greenery. What they did, they made a virtual reality class with the greenery options. So they put it to the cow, and with the cow just see it, it is wonderful green pasture, everywhere green. So it simulates the hormones. Its milk production is getting increased. So it is not only for the cow, we can make it for everyone, and how to make it is the reality and how to do it. Because the current day scenario, the virtual reality plays an important role in the students' teaching learning process. It is impossible to predict the future with a great accuracy because we don't know. Because if you observe, as a student, as a teacher, the path which we are walking may not be comfortable, but we are trying to make a comfortable path to the students using technology. The students' learning path need to be comfortable. The path which I take may not be comfortable, but I want the students to have the learning path comfortable. That is the thing which you have to remember. Tap the energy which the students bring into the class. What is the next step for you? Think big. Think big. Think global. So we don't have a choice whether we do use ICT. The question is how well we do it. How well we do it. That is a big question which you have to answer. So information is plenty, and I have to make it into a knowledge. If I want to connect the information to knowledge, I need to make it and we have to make it into a good, because now the content is available everywhere, as I told you already. As a teacher, our role is connect the content to context appropriately. Anytime, anywhere they can learn. Previously, when I want learning something, I have to depend on this book or library or some knowledgeable person. Now, online provides a good content, but whether the veracity of the content, the quality of content, the trustworthy of the content, I need to ensure it. That is very, very important. So information, knowledge, and how to make it, that is very, very important. And so sometimes we wonder how this goat has climbed the top of the tree. Similarly, how we wonder sometimes with our teaching, without our teaching, the students might do it different. How to do it? We have to. So we have to remember how it works and how it is going to work. So the three aspects which I'm going to focus is tools, design and management. Tools, design and management. If I want to focus on tool, design and management, so the main criteria which I want to focus is the first one is design, second one is tool, third one is management. So the thoughtful fusion of online face-to-face and online face-to-face and online learning experience, that is important, which is blended learning can be divided into three main models. Face-to-face, it's coupled with online learning environment. That is one of the predominant model of blended learning. But now out of class and online activities need to be there. But in-class activity is very difficult because of the COVID situation. The students are not coming, even though the colleges are open, the social distancing, everything is there. So if you want to make it, so the model which we propose is the synchronized and asynchronized lectures, how to make it. So blended approach, 1/3 of the content classes only should be on a live session and 2/3 has to be on the recorded session. 2/3 has to be on the recorded session. So in such situation, how we can make a synchronized and asynchronized activity to take place. So synchronized content, what all the content we can provide? Asynchronized content, what all the content we can provide? Because synchronized is predominantly clarifying the doubt, for discussion, for deliberation, for enhancing the knowledge, whereas asynchronized, basic knowledge level, understanding level, everything we can update it, and it will be better to provide it into the synchronized learning, asynchronized learning. So the opportunity for collaboration, increased flexibility, and more interaction, because in synchronized mode we can have more interaction. Rather than delivering lecture, I can give the content before the students can learn and come and they can then interact. Enhanced learning, learning to be a virtual citizen, learning to be a virtual citizen, that is very, very important. And technology access, everything plays an important role in the CB, because the framework, the blended learning, the complex adaptive blended learning system framework, the 6 items are the learner, teacher, technology, content, learning support, and institution. All these things are them. In quality assurance, I focus on all the 6 items. Learner, I have to focus. Teacher, I have to focus. Technology, I have to focus. Content, I have to focus. Learning support, I have to focus. Institution, all the items, I have to ensure the quality. That is very, very important. Learner at the center, followed by the teacher, content, technology, learning support, and institution. And in the case of a learner, you have to remember the teacher, content, technology, learning support, and institution, and how to make it, because everything revolving around the learners. As a teacher, I have to know what sort of learner characteristics they possess. There is a very simple questionnaire. Before adopting technology-enabled learning, I use WARC, visual, auditory, reading, and kinesthetic learner characteristics. I just make a survey. I identify the score. Based on the score, I make it a point how to customize my teaching learning process. Visual learners, auditory learners, reading learners, kinesthetic learners. Content, technology, learning support, and institution. Everything is to revolve around the learners. The content, I need to know how much content I have to provide, because the contents are also available online. How to make use of the open educational resources. There are 5 R's there in the open educational resources. We have to see how to adopt the open educational resources for the betterment of the classroom environment. How technology could be used, whether it's going to be a paid technology or a free technology, or if the technology is used, LMS is used, how the cost is going to get increased to the students in terms of tuition fee, or is it going to reduce the tuition fee because of the reduction in the online class, a reduction in the contact class. That we have to see, either LMS, Moodle, or Blackboard, or D2L, Canvas, Google Classroom, whatever be the learning LMS. So we have to think the technology and learning support, because everyone is not having expertise. As a teacher, I don't have expertise. As a student, they don't have expertise. Everyone is embarking for the first time. How best I can make use of the technology? That is also second question. And the third, I have to remember how the institutional need to adopt it, because there need to be some policy in the institutional level. As a teacher, I might be using, but as an institution, what they are giving a guidance, as a regulatory authority, AICT, what they are telling. So but now NEET is working on it, National Education Alliance for Technology. So we have to make use of each and everything so that the things could be used appropriately in a better manner. That we have to see. So learner, teacher, content, technology, learning support, and institution. Teacher becomes a facilitator, teacher became a moderator, teacher became a guide on the side or advisor. Learner, he becomes a researcher, practitioner, collaborator. The content could be collaborative learning, individualized learning, deep learning, problem-based learning, interactive learning. Technology, it is a synchronized technology, asynchronized technology, or offline or online. I have to make use of it. Learning support, service and support. Institution, how the strategy, infrastructure, support, service, how it could be used or how it could be adopted. So the learner, technology, teacher, institution, content, it is a collaborative content or individualized learning, a deep learning, problem-based learning, interactive learning, learning support. So this is a one item which we are focusing. But we have to remember, learner are at the center. When the learner are the center, we have to see the three major items. How we are going to engage with the participants, how we are going to engage with content, how we are engaged with the goals and direction, how we are going to engage with goals and the direction. Engagement with the participants, engagement with the content, engagement with the goals and the direction. As I told you, the students of the current day scenario, they are need or seek social presence. Social presence they seek. When they make a social presence, I have to make use of a technology, how to engage them. Some people will tell, no, I am comfortable with Google Meet, sir, because our peer learning is also possible. Someone can unmute and they can talk and they can see who is the co-learner with them. But some people will tell, no, why they want to know the co-learners? Let them learn individualized, because if you see that co-learners, they are getting disturbed. So in that scenario, we are talking in terms of Cisco WebEx or GoToWebinar or other items. So whether the participants need to see everyone or the participants is to see only themselves, it all depends. But online learning depends upon the social presence. The students wants to make their social presence in terms of chatting, in terms of debate, in terms of discussions. But some tools are also available where the social presence could be established without revealing their identity. They can share their experience, they can share their opinion, views. I don't want to reveal my identity, but such social presence is also possible. So social presence basically predominantly focus on engagement with the participants. How I am going to engage among the participants, with the teachers. That is the first aspect which you have to do, because it supports the discourse. Second, engagement with the content. As I told you already, in the online education, the content are predominantly available. Plenty of content are available. But I need to get engaged with the content. How to make my engagement? Only if it is knowledgeable. Because I cannot make a content, each one will refer a different content. So based on the cognitive this thing. So cognitive presence, so it has to regulate the learning. That is the engagement with the content. The third one is a teaching presence, because even though the knowledge is available, the social presence is available, someone is need to regulate, no, someone is need to teach, mentor them, goad them. So for the teaching presence is needed. So engagement with the goals and engagement with the direction. How best we can do the engagement with the goals, how best you can make the engagement with the direction. So social discourse, supporting discourse, regulated learning, and setting the climate. These three items are going to play an important role in providing an educational experience to the students. Educational experience to the students. Educational experience to the students. That is very, very important, that we are going to discuss in the subsequent class. If you want to make the educational ecosystem into a different manner, so how best we can make the education ecosystem. So if you want to make the education system, selection and designing of the digital education ecosystem, selecting and designing of digital ecosystem. How best we can make the selection and designing of a digital ecosystem. How best I can make it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Matthew sir, it's a break.
Yeah, we'll be having the first session till 11.
Yes.
So we'll have a short break from 11 to 11:15.
Yes, I've seen.
Okay.
No problem. I will join at 11:15. Okay, how the content need to be grouped, everything we will discuss after the 11:15 breaks. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So in between, if the participants are having any queries, they can post in the chat box.
Yes.
So I think no queries have been posted till now. So maybe we'll come back at 11:15 and we'll have further discussions. Okay.
Cognitive presence and teaching presence, can we use Moodle? Perfect. You can use Moodle, or you can use Microsoft Team, or you can use Blackboard, whichever tool which provides the learning analytics. But in Microsoft Team and Moodle, where H5P is also possible, because the delivery platform and the LMS is same in the case of the Microsoft Team. Whereas in the case of a Moodle, only the online asynchronous learning is possible. For asynchronous learning, we have to use either Google Meet or Cisco WebEx or Zoom. But whereas in the Microsoft Team, it's completely like a combo pack, both delivery and also the asynchronous and synchronized learning, both is possible. So let me put, because we worked extensively on Microsoft Team also, because for Safdarjung Hospital, New Delhi, and for Vardhaman Mahavir College, around more than 100 doctors, we have trained them on e-learning technologies. So they are Microsoft Team. So they requested us to give lectures only on Microsoft Team. So we had a Microsoft Team, we were working on it. So now let me put it very simple. Before the break, we were discussing about the online importance of online education. Online education is predominantly important for the current generation learners, and it facilitates. There are different models are there: community of inquiry model or CABLS model, complex adaptive blended learning system framework. So in this system framework, always the learners are at the center, followed by the teacher, learning material, institution, and networking, all the ITs, everything support, everything revolves around the learners. In the case of a community of inquiry model, as I told you, the current generation kids wants to have their social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. Social presence is promoting or supporting the discourse, where the deliberation, discussion, we have to promote it. That is needed for the current generation kids, like thumbs up, Facebook or LinkedIn, or any messages where we have to instantaneously update and they will be very happy. So we were telling how to use Instagram for a classroom teaching. We are having a lecture, I can share it. So any immersive technologies, we can use it. In the case of a cognitive presence, the contents are available everywhere and anywhere. Lot of contents are available. But the only question is how to identify the right content, or the right content in the sense the level of content which is suitable for me. Because you can make, I can teach certain content even at the undergraduate level or at the postgraduate level. So in the case of undergraduate level or in the case of postgraduate level, I know how to make the content to deliver. So for that, I need to have the cognitive presence. And ultimately, I need to make my teaching presence to facilitate everything. The content is available. They're making a social presence to streamline them, to augment them, to scaffold them. The teaching presence is needed. So that is very, very important. So participants need to have the three presence we have to focus. In general, the content are classified into 6 major categories. 6 major categories we can share the content. We make the content into 6 major categories. So we make the content into 6 major categories. Are they learning the factual information? So if they're learning the facts and figures, what sort of tool I can make use of it? Because if they're going to learn only facts, I can make a pictorial representation, or I can make a PowerPoint and I can convert it to a movie and I can show it to them. So for facts and figures, so the tools used is different. And second, for visual identification. So visual identification, how best the tools could be used? Because we made a small video. For example, when you're teaching the principles, how the visual identification needs to be there. So or suppose if you're going to show the sign path or some visual, so how the learning visual identification, how it could be, because visual identification doesn't mean that these letters are not visual identification. This is the reading ability. There is a difference between visual and some fake pictorials for one-way traffic. Or if you put the symbol like this a symbol means a triangle, like that. So it all depends upon how you are going to visualize certain figures, diagrams. That is the visual identification. Third one is learning principle, concepts, and rules. So when they want to learn the principle, concept, rules, where to focus and where not to focus, and we have to discuss the cognitive load which the students can take. We made a small video of 50 seconds duration, how the cycle pump works. You remember the cycle pump which you use to inflate the tire? So how it works, it compresses, when it compresses, how the valve opens. We made a small video to show the students how it works, the learning principle. Because if they see that visual, in terms of diagram also you can show. We have shown with diagram, and we have also shown with the content. So when we have shown the small video, the impact which they learn, it is entirely different, and it is really, really excellent. So the learning principle, concepts, and rules, how to make it. Learning procedures, fantastic. How to learn the procedures? Learning procedures is, as I told you, factual knowledge, procedural, conceptual knowledge, procedural knowledge, metacognitive knowledge. Conceptual knowledge and a procedural knowledge plays an important role. If I remember the concept, then I learn the procedure, I will never forget. If I learn the procedure without understanding the concept, I might forget. That's a rote learning. So how best the procedural knowledge need to be taught with the underlying the conceptual knowledge. That's the reason learning concepts first, then learning the procedure. If you learn the concepts, then if you go to the next step, learning the procedure, you will understand the procedure. If there is a certain protocols, it's followed. Why we have to follow certain protocols? In mathematics, we use Bhattma's rule. So plus, minus, how we have to operate it. In chemistry, we operate. When you write benzene ring or H2O, we have a certain pattern of writing. Why we have to write in that pattern? Why not if you write in a different pattern, what happens? So for that small procedures, there is a protocol which you have to follow. Then for skilled perpetual motor act, in the case of simulation, in terms of a larger experience, for example, flight learning, everything. So our industry, hazardous learning, OSHA, occupational safety, these days simulations have been produced. It gives a perpetual skilled motor act, how to teach the perpetual skilled motor act. And finally, desirable attitude, opinions, and motivation. How best I can teach the attitudes, opinion, and the motivation. How I can make use of it. That's a learning which you have to remember. So, for example, sometimes when we watch a movie, we ourselves will cry, oh, what happened? Because we deeply, madly engrossed in the learning attitude. So, how we can make attitude, how we can make opinion, how we can make a motivation, how we can make attitude, opinion, and motivation, how we can make attitude, opinion, and a motivation. That is that. So, adoption methods, because when we are discussing about the tools, first we need to be aware of the tools, how the tools works and how it could be made use of it. Awareness plays an important role. Awareness plays an important role. Only if I am aware, I can adopt it. Awareness alone doesn't matter. After awareness, you have to consider it. I know this is possible, this is existing, but I never consider it. That happens in the scenario. So awareness coupled with consideration should lead to adoption and should lead to innovation. So that's the way the technology infusion or enabling in the classroom takes place. Awareness, consideration, adoption, and innovation. So that's the way the things works out, how we have to focus on. So a lot of environments are there. Moodle, Nomio, Moodle, H5P, Canvas, Google Classroom, Edpuzzle. For online feedback, we can use Flipgrid. Flipgrid could be used appropriately. 90-second video, the students can make it. Wonderful videos. You can create a flipgrid.com. It's a Microsoft product where you can ask the students to paraphrase any content in 90 seconds or 180 seconds. That is 1.5 minutes or 3 minutes. You can make it and ask them to upload it. And you can see how they articulate the things and a bigger mass. Because what I do when I teach a smart city course, I give a break after half an hour. I give 15 minutes break. The students in offline learn it something. And whatever I covered in half an hour, they have to comprehend it and make it a small crisp video for 90 seconds. So they have to upload it. And around 15 students are there, PG students. So these students will upload the video. That video after the class need to be evaluated by their peers and they have to rank it. So sometimes they will be using the individualized opinion will lead to the difference in marking. But I used to give a rubrics. Using the rubrics you evaluated, so that the individualized bias will minimize. So LLO, OWL, Online Writing Lab, EdTech, there are a lot of tools are there which could be used. As I told you, the first and foremost thing in the online learning environment or technology learning environment is learning environment, technology learning environment. In the learning environment, we have to remember, so how to make the learning environment. It's a synchronized learning or asynchronized learning. Synchronized learning, we have to remember how the synchronized learning could be structured. How the synchronized learning could be structured. That is a need of the hour. So synchronized learning could be structured using Google Meet or Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Cisco WebEx, Jitsi, or any software. Asynchronized mode, you can make it using Moodle, Google Classroom, Edpuzzle, Padlet, or Microsoft Teams, Canvas. All the tools you can make it so that you can make interaction with the participants very easily. So that is possible. So that is also possible. So how to make it also we will see one by one we will see. So in normal framework for online teaching is just give a remarks of 3 to 4 minutes, then give a part 1 of the lecture, very short activity, part 2 of the lecture, very short activity, part 3 of the lecture, and closure. So like that you have to make it, so which makes you to work up accordingly. Accordingly, we have to make it. So very short activity, active learning, and collaborative activity. Learning environment alone doesn't matter. In the online teaching, technology-enabled learning, we have to have the learning material. What are the good materials? How the online material? Sometimes I might develop my own material using a podcast, Audacity. I can use it material. Flipgrid, or you can use Concept Map, FreeMind, to develop a concept map how the connectivities of the each items are available. Cam Studio for screen recording. Even in Microsoft PowerPoint, we can do the screen recording. Khan Academy, Virtual Labs, Mentimeter, OBS, Socrative, EdTed. There are various softwares are available which you can make use of it and which you can adopt accordingly. So Tinkercad, PHET simulation for virtual labs. We can use a simulation. CoEd, meme generator, and Answer Garden. And a lot of tools are available, online tools are available, which you can use appropriately in the online teaching learning environment. Apart from the learning material, either you can make your own learning material or you can use the material which is already developed by the people. So for that, I told OER, Open Educational Resources. So there are n number of resources that are available. Either you can use Merlot, very extensive. If you use Canvas platform, there is a possibility of making use of the online materials which are available directly. You can make use of it in your classroom based on the copyright issues, this thing. So Community College Consortium for open educational resources, Open Textbook Library, OpenStack, Open Textbook Sunny, Galileo. So there are several things which are available, which could be appropriately used so that you will be happy, you will be enjoying content what you are using it. So open educational resources is a predominantly used this thing, especially in the LMS like Canvas. There is a commons which is available where you can directly plug in the content which is available of a copyright. Even if you do the Google search, we cannot take all the images. We have to see how the copyright issues are there. I can show you after this presentation. I can show you. So Government of India has produced a lot of tools. One is spoken tutorial where you can learn the content, where the content could be learned appropriately with the in the virtual labs. Virtual labs, how it could be used, what are the different labs, and the FOSSEE, free and open source software and engineering education, Scilab, Python, DWSIN, OSCAD, ORCAD, everything. NPTEL, and AView, and assessment. Lot of tools are there. Assessment, you can use Hot Potato, you can use Formative, you can use Jeopardy Labs, Ruby Star, Socrative, Class Garden, Answer Garden, everything. So when we use technology, what happens exactly? We might have a visibility at the time. So the technology trigger, we might use technology. Immediately after seeing that, I will use the technology. The peak of inflated expectation, the trough of delusion, slope of enlightenment, and plateau of productivity. So that's the way the technology usage, your adrenaline pumping will create, and you have to make use of it appropriately. And in the usage of technology, we have to remember certain things. What all the items remember? I will just share the screen. For example, I told OER comment. For example, in Canvas, as I told you, we used to offer courses in Canvas. I offer courses in Canvas. I am just saying PPT recording may also be made available. Yes. Okay, that's it. Coordinators will take into consideration. Okay, I'm just opening Canvas. Okay, opening Canvas. So, for example, I offer quality assurance in online teaching now. Maldives, one course I'm offering. So I can look into the courses what I offer, because depending upon the courses, I just okay. I have logged out. I show you how the commons could be used. For example, I have same LMS, Google Classroom. But what is the advantage here? It is option known as commons is available. If I look into the commons, I can take any OER material which are copyright free material. I can make use it to my classroom very simple. So I can make, because there are say hand washing education. So Swift fundamentals. Okay, what are the education which are available? For example, I can look into some a blended design course design workbook. So no, okay, blended course. Okay, blended learning pathway. Some courses there. I can make use of the course directly into my common. So I don't need to worry about the content, because the content, videos or learning material what are available, I can directly make use of it and I can take it and use it in my classroom. As I told you earlier, this online education, online this thing, it's possible using the resources available, using the resources available, using the resources available. How we could make use of it, that we can look into it. For example, if I want to take any photograph, uh, uh, lathe machine, lathe machine. If I see the images, I take images on lathe. Okay, I can go to image. I can go to images. I need to go to tools. I need to go to usage rights, Creative Commons license, that is CC license, which I told. Like YouTube, like similar to YouTube, Vimeo is available. See, these are the Creative Commons images which I can use based on the web is licensable, and it is licensable, which are how it could be used. So we can see the license. Accordingly, I can make use of Wikipedia common license details. What is the license detail? So how I can make use? So you are free to share, adopt, and we to share and adopt. That is a for the license reason. So following things are allowed, because that helps us to make use of the photograph without any copyright issue. Because nowadays, whatever we use, we have to think about the copyright and we have to think about the problem what we might anticipate because of the copyright issues. So we have to think how it could be used, how it could be used appropriately. So there are various sites are also available to make use of the tools. Before assessment, I just want the students to join the Kahoot.it. Whatever we have learned, I will just have a small quiz. It's the quiz, it's a game we are going to have. It is not audio. So I request the participants to go to Kahoot.it, www.kahoot.it, and I am requesting the participants to use the pin and use the nickname. I am asking them to use the nickname. Any nickname you can use so that we can how the participants can play the game. The screen is shared, no? Yes, it's shared. I hope screen is shared.
Yes, it's visible, sir. It's visible.
Okay. Manjunath sir has joined. Fantastic. So around 25 people were there answering. So I hope 142 people are there. At least even 100, 200 people can join. 500 people, it's license to watch. Okay, only 25 people have joined. Let me start the quiz. I don't know, maybe 141 people are there. I request the participants to join to Kahoot quiz. Am I audible? I request participants to go to kahoot.it. Kahoot.it. Only 25 people have joined. No problem. Network issue to connect Kahoot. Yes, you are audible. Oh my God. www.kahoot.it. The pin is 789030. The nickname you can use it. Okay, let me start the game. Let me start the game. 10 questions. Let me start the game. 10 questions are there. And the participants are joining. Nickname is your Nagam Santi Priya, madam. You can put nickname this thing. You can provide Nagam or Shanti or NSP, whatever you want to put nickname. Yes. Yes, good. Okay, let me start the game. How the game play, I will tell you. It is the question of correct answer, question of how fast you are giving the correct answer. Both it matters a lot. So in that situation, I request the participants to read the question. In your screen, you will have a 4 colors will be there. The screen answer is visible here. You can just make use of the answer from the screen, what we are going to show you. Then you can select the right answer. That's a procedure which you have to adopt. So I will just start the game. Okay, 30. Last time around 60, 70 people. Okay, let's start the game. Game 40, but wait for one person. 40, because 142, 40 is there, join. Okay. Okay, 41, superb. More than a 40, I'm very happy. The kind of disruptive technology that Clayton Christian has argued will change the world of education. Massive open online course, artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, virtual reality. What the Clayton Christian, what he has told. In his yes. So 23 people have told the correct answer. Fantastic. Massive open online course. I have told, sir, when I've shown the screen on Innovative University by Professor Clayton Christian, I have told what he has told in the book that one of the disruptive technology in the field of education is the massive open online course. Even in the government of India, in the national education policy, they have discussed about the This one, sir. Okay. So they've they've discussed about the move, disruptive technology. So that is the advantage which you have to remember, sir. Which you have to remember. So let me go to the next question. Who is the topper? SM. Okay, SM is the topper. First, Dana, Girish, Mithun Haridas, and Ramesh. Okay, let me see the second quiz. Which one of the combination describes the cardinal principle of education policy? It's everyone need to have the access. Everyone need to have the good quality education, and it should not be priced. It should be on basis of equity. So you have to remember which one is the right policy. Okay. Access, equity, and quality is the right answer. I told the session you should have noted. Okay, who's the topper? Susma. Fantastic. Avinash. Only two people have told correctly. Rest of them they didn't tell correct answer. No problem. But access, equity, and quality. It is mandatory to submit the research thesis after doing plagiarism check. The government of India provide access to the plagiarism detection software known as, which I have told at the NME ICT when I was discussing NME ICT. I have told you. Fantastic. So, Suddhi. So, several people have listened it. I am very much happy because amazing. Okay, Susma is topper, Avinash, Dana, Mithun, Aridas, HB, and Ramesh. Arun AB is the highest climber. 10 places he has climbed. Fourth question. The government of India provides a list of experts to a database known as, I told you in the lecture. Fantastic. Vidwan. That's also a good number of people made a correct answer. Samrat is for the ERM software and So Chuddhi is for plagiarism. Last week question only So Chuddhi was the right answer. So how come the So Chuddhi will be the right answer for expert database? Oscar, as I told you, it is a Oscar is for open source application, but it is not for this. Who is talking? Sushma has gone second place. Dana has overtaken. Ramesh, Mithun Haridas, Manjunath came. And 3 players hit the strike. They did everything correctly. Okay, good, fantastic. The fifth question, the government of India provides a database through the portal. What's the portal?
National Digital Library.
Which of the following is not the 5R of the OER? Steadiness. Fantastic. 27 people have guessed correctly. Repay cannot be there for OER, open educational resources. It is retain, reuse, redistribute. But repay is not the one of the 5R which you have to remember, sir. Amazing, amazing answer. Amazing. Okay. You have gone down. Avinash,
ఫోటో తెచ్చావా వాళ్ళకి మెయిల్ ఐడి తీసుకుంటే
I request us to mute them. Can we mute it? How many?
ఏంటి మన ప్రస్తుతం ఇప్పుడు అయితే మళ్ళీ 600 వస్తుంది అకౌంట్ ప్లస్ ఇది తీసుకుంటుంటే
Stick 20 in your personal Google ID, you can have a 20 users. That's a it's a higher order question, but I never covered, but I thought it will be known by the people. Sushma did a correct answer. Avinash, Yes, Dana, Mithun Haridas, everyone did a decent answer. Good. H has climbed a lot. And eighth question, what do students need in order to join your Google class? What they need in order to join your Google class? Fantastic. Everyone told amazing answer except one teacher email address. No, sir. It is class code is the right answer. Amazing. I know. I think the score will jump like anything with the fastest. So, Mithun Arida, superb. RV, Sushma, Avinash, SJ. Okay. Shiva is the highest climber. Ninth, as Vimeo platform helps in searching CV containing videos, images, documents. 23. Amazing. Correct. It's a video. I told you when I was showing the YouTube and images, Vimeo platform is for Creative Commons license using for the videos. Fantastic, sir. Mithun Haridas, RV, SL, IT, Arun, AB. Okay. Fantastic. The last question, which is going to decide the winner of the game, the type of software that supports development philosophy. Open source software. Correct. Fantastic. It's open source software. Let me see the podium. Who's the winner? Third place, Mithun Haridas. Second place, the winner is RV is the winner. And the runner-up is Sushma and Sam are runner-up. Amazing. Congratulations to the top 5 people, and difficult questions are only 4. And practice makes perfect, and a few questions which I didn't cover. The type of software that 26% only correct. The government of database showed Ganga. Most of them thought National Digital Library. Fantastic. It's amazing. Congratulations to RV. Yes, you see Sai Sudhir and Aisha madam, they congratulated the winner. It's amazing. Okay, it's amazing. Let me go back to the presentation. The teacher and students, if you observe, teacher and students in online learning environment, because as I told you, the teachers are predominantly digital immigrants. The students are predominantly digital natives. In such situation, when you use technology, it is not showing the mastery of the technology. It is using the technology, the teacher is going to share the knowledge. Okay. So we have to appreciate and encompass the good attributes of the online teaching need to be done by the teachers rather than the ease of technology usage. You have to see from that perspective. So no boxing, no fighting in the teaching student. And ultimately, you have to remember the students need to be grown organically with the teachers. So that is very important item, and we have to do it. And the path to be traveled in online education is you have to have the video materials, learning material, and active participate in the discussion forum, and quiz, questionnaire survey, and proctored examination of the change project. proctored examination and the change project, which is there. And we have to get the criteria. From the criteria, we have to become from good to great. And hope the online lecture will improve the efficiency, will provide enrichment to the students, will enlighten them, and outcome is achieved. So the transformation and empowerment need to be visualized when you are designing the online classes. As I told you, online tools need to be decided. It's a learning environment, or it's a learning material, or it's a learning assessment. The content need to be decided based on the 6 categories. Are they learning a factual information or visual identification, principle, concepts, rules, procedure, and perpetual skilled mode track, or it is going to be motivation, attitude, that we have to remember. So that's the way the things works. So a lot of SWAYAM courses are available. We are also offering a SWAYAM course, and dynamic and fun interactive games need to be there. Small cluster of lectures, reliable access to technology, providing group activities, side schedule, regular check-in with trainees and virtual tour to the facilities.
Hey, it's me, Destin.
Last
Welcome back to
document
Smarter Every Day. You've heard people say it's just like riding a bike, meaning it's really easy and you can't forget how to do it, right? But I did something. I did something that damaged my mind. It happened on the streets of Amsterdam, and I got really scared, honestly.
I hope the video and
can't ride a
audio
bike
is visible.
like you can anymore. Before I make the video of what happened, I need to tell you the backstory. Like these 6-year-olds with a MacGyver mullet, I learned how to ride a bike when I was really young. I had learned a life skill, and I was really proud of it. Everything changed, though, when my friend Barney called me 25 years later. Where I work, the welders are geniuses, and they like to play jokes on the engineers. He had a challenge for me. He had built a special bicycle, and he wanted me to try to ride it. He had only changed one thing. When you turn the handlebar to the left, the wheel goes to the right. When you turn it to the right, the wheel goes to the left. I thought this would be easy, so I hopped on the bike, ready to demonstrate how quickly I could conquer this.
And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Destin Sandlin. First attempt riding the bicycle. Yeah.
I couldn't do it. You can see that I'm laughing, but I'm actually really frustrated. In this moment, I had a really deep revelation. My thinking was in a rut. This bike revealed a very deep truth to me. I had the knowledge of how to operate the bike, but I did not have the understanding. Therefore, knowledge is not understanding.
You have to remember, he had the knowledge how to operate the bicycle. If they will change the wheel to the left, the handlebar to the left, wheel goes to the right. If you change the handlebar to the right, wheel goes to the left. But he had a knowledge, but he was not in the position to drive the bicycle. The reason is, the knowledge alone doesn't matter. It's request of understanding. Understanding comes only through practice. I have told you can group the content into 6 different categories, use the tools, but now you have the knowledge. If you want to have the understanding, you need to practice it. You need to adopt it. You need to consider it. Then only the innovation will grow. That only the innovation will come out of it. So, getting information from the internet is taking a water from the fire hydrant. We have to be very careful. It does not matter how many resources if you have, if you don't know how to use them enough. That is, we have to remember. So, it's not the question of how many, does not matter how many resources if you have. If you don't know how to use them, it will be never enough. Vision without action is a daydream. Action without vision is a nightmare. Using technology successfully in the classroom is a mindset. It's not a skill set. There are some people will question using technology, it's right or wrong. All questions will come. It is not the question of right or wrong. It's a question of our future. Remember, it's a future. You have to adopt it. No other go. That we have to remember. So I don't know whether I provided the information or misinformation, but I cannot try it once again because it's already 12:15. It's time to wind up. I don't know whether I loaded you with several steps, but I tried to make it my lecture. When you started the lecture, came with direction or without direction, I tried to trigger you or kindle your thought process so that you will have the spark in it. I know it will make the wonders. That is a belief which I have. And my question to the decision maker, whether we can win the race, yes, but we are slow, but we are steady. So if you have any questions, any further comments, unresolved issues, unanswered questions, you can feel free to ask me. Thank you very much. And if you get connected, you can take my email and phone numbers. WhatsApp number, Viber number, Telegram number. I can be contacted anytime. I will be happy to answer your queries and happy to associate with you. Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity to Rajiv sir and all the Thomas sir and everyone for Rajagiri College, Manoj sir, because you given opportunity. I hope the lecture would have given a spark in you to make use of technology appropriately in the classroom scenario. So you can ask me now, sir. Questions over to the participants to the question and answer session. See. If you have any questions, you can ask me, sir.
Sir, Janardhan sir.
Yes, Madhyaragan sir. Tell me, Madhyaragan sir.
Yes, sir. In one of the slides, you mentioned about some understanding, knowledge. The last figure, you mentioned about one question mark. So I didn't understand fully how you related with. You mentioned about some dots. Information, knowledge, and last one is something related to networking. So what
Yes.
exactly you are trying to say with that last figure? Figure.
Yes, I will tell
Can
you.
you please explain? Yeah, can you please explain?
Yes. In the online scenario, the informations are available. Informations are like a dot. And if you want to convert the information into knowledge, proper knowledge, it needs a mentor and facilitator, because current generation kids are having easy access to information because of the wonderful connectivity. If you make them to make a self connection instead of a wonderful knowledge, it becomes a confused diagram. So that was I was meant to tell. The information is available. Regulating the content to make the cognitive presence. I have shown that picture, because dots available, knowledge, you have to make it knowledge picture. If the students make the self connection without proper regulating, sometimes it might lead to the chaos. That is the inference we have to make it from the. That was the perspective which I made that diagram slide, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
That last figure means you are connecting all dots and make the students to create something, right?
No. Last dot one. If you allow the students to make them a self dot, because information is available, you make it. Sometimes they connect all the dots, which will not be a proper knowledge. Knowledge has to be properly structured. And if you make the self this thing, and it becomes a connecting all dots is not the knowledge. Connecting appropriate dots is the knowledge.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. I understood. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Madhyaragan sir.
Okay.
So, Professor Janardhanan, there is one more query which is posted in the chat box.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any problem in changing technology, or do we have to stick on one platform? That is the question.
So now I make it very clear. Now the FOSSEE concept or anything, I need to teach them how to ride a bicycle. Bicycle means two-wheel handlebar with brake. That's it. Let them drive any bicycle, any technology, or they with gear or without gear. But fundamentals has to be strong. Most of the technology, if you see Cisco WebEx or GoToWebinar or Zoom or Google Classroom, Google Meet, all the technology more or less one and the same. Sharing the screen, sharing the videos, asking the chat, everything. So, but you need to be strong in the fundamental. No problem in changing technology, sir. But you have to decide what technology you are going to adopt. As I told you, the technology could be grouped into 3 categories for the learning purpose. One is environment delivery environment, learning management system environment, learning materials like OER, or you are preparing your own material, learning assessment. For these 3 clusters only, we need a technology. So as a teacher, you need to be comfortable in making a technology, because students are going to be only from a receiving end. The only thing you have to see the connectivity and bandwidth. Because what happened in online classes, we are not offering all the sessions are online. Because the bandwidth, connectivity bandwidth for 1 hour lecture, it takes minimum 400 MB to 800 MB. So the students in the rural place or other places, they are getting difficulty for connectivity purpose. So what we made a YouTube videos. So where the streaming consumes less bandwidth, even evening time, night time, they can watch the video. When only 15 hours out of 45 sessions, 15 sessions only we are coming online. So we are making it easy. But the students end receiving perspective, you have to make use of the technology. And sticking to one technology, it makes you experts. You cannot keep changing the technology, but for delivery, you decide this is the platform which I want to adopt. Either Google Meet or Cisco WebEx. No, then stick to it. Either Google Classroom or Canvas or Moodle, stick to it. Because if you change the technology in between the semester, or if you are having 6 subjects, 6 teachers are using a 6 LMS, then the students might face problem in getting maneuvering the things, or they may not feel comfortable. So as that is the reason, when we use complex adaptive blended learning system, institution should take a policy. Institution should take a policy. This is a technology which we are going to adopt it. For the example, Safdarjung Mahavir Medical College, Microsoft Teams, NIT Surathkal, we conducted a training program. Microsoft Team, NIT Patna, we conducted a training program. And last week, I was conducting a program on instructional design. So where they are focusing on Microsoft Team, you decide the technology. Accordingly, you deliver the things. That is a matters a lot. That's one thing.
Okay, thank you, Professor. Is there any other queries?
Sajan Joseph, thank you, sir. Thank you. I hope I answered your query.
Okay. So, participants, if you have further queries, please post it. Okay, sir. I think there are no further questions. Professor Janardhan, shall we wind up the session?
Okay, thank you, sir. And it's my pleasure, and it's always pleasure to be with Rajagiri. And in between, there was some hiccups because today I was running one more Maldives program, because last week ministry suddenly they told there need to be some series of program on goodwill gesture. So they have asked me to coordinate some programs. That's the reason I was shifting from one system to another and internet connect. If you have any hiccups, kindly pardon me. And if you have any questions, post to me, and I will be happy to answer, happy to associate. And thanks a lot. And I hope you add some take-home message from the lecture. If the take-home message is good, and share it and implement it, and share your success stories, even your failure stories, or if stories which has some hiccups, we will be happy to spread the messages and spread to associate it. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, and have a safe day and safe day. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you all. Thank you, participants. And once again, I thank Professor Janardhanan for this exciting lecture. And it is indeed an interactive lecture. Okay. So thank you, Professor. Hope that we'll get back to you in a later stage. Okay. So okay. So thank you all participants. So the forenoon sessions are as of now it is 12:15. So the forenoon sessions are over. You can come back and join the session at 1:15 p.m. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all.